and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Rapp. We are live in the CCTV studios tonight. With me tonight is my co-host, Kevin Thornton, special co-host. And joining us, hopefully in about 5 to 10 minutes or less, will be former NBA and Portland Trailblazer player, Kermit Washington. He'll be in the studio with us in just a little while. We look forward to having him on there. But before he comes in, we're going to talk a little bit with Kevin. Kevin, I know you're a big racing fan. Big racing fan.
Hey, watch how you say big there.
Well, a major racing
Major,
fan. How's that?
major race fan.
We're going to talk a little bit about the racing situation coming up here in May is when the races start, correct?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure the exact date, but it's be sometime within the first 2 weeks of May, I do believe.
I believe the first one's on the 4th, but I'm not sure. We have a schedule out here in the lobby. But anyway,
he's here. Wow, this didn't take long. Kermit's in the studio. Kermit is here. We're going to bring him in just a minute. But first, he's going to get ready to come in. You've got some ideas on what you'd like to see happen in cooperation with Channel 9, with the Racing Association. Let the people know a couple of the ideas that you had that you'd like to see happen out there.
Well, I was talking with Herb Thomas today, the owner of Val's Automatic Transmission. Mm-hmm. He's a big racer out there, and I was talking to him about some ideas that I had about getting some stand built for us right at the start-finish line and over at the track entrance. And Herb said we need to talk to the Racing Commission, and Mark,
oh, no.
I couldn't resist this. I've been planning this all day.
What have you guys done to me?
Yeah, coming up here within the next few days is going to be Mark's birthday.
Tuesday, you guys.
So
what have you done? What have you done to me? What have you guys done to me? I love you guys. You guys are the greatest crew in the world. I love these guys.
But it's all for you.
Well, thank you.
Except big piece right in the middle. That's
yeah.
mine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I got a little frosting.
Your figures.
Cool.
I'll settle for the
thank you.
later.
Thank you. Yeah, so will I. Anyway, so we're going to try and get a booth out there of our own, a couple of them actually. Yeah, we will be taking phone calls with Kermit Washington in the studio. He is here. I'm being told he is here. Let's go ahead and bring him on in if we can. If he's ready to come in, let's go ahead and bring him on in.
He's busy signing autographs.
He's busy signing autographs. Okay. Well, we'll bring him in as soon as he's going to sign a few autographs. And so in the meantime, we'll talk a little bit more about the racing. Like I say, we will be taking phone calls. We would like to try and limit the phone calls to sports questions. In the past couple of weeks, we've had a lot of questions about my wardrobe and my hair and this and that, and somebody calling somebody else a geek and stuff. Let's try and tone that down a little bit tonight. Let's talk sports and try and leave it at sports this week. And well, we still want to joke around and have a good time, but we want to talk sports though. And again, Kevin's coming in. We're talking about racing a little bit right now. Now I know there's been a lot of controversy, Kev, on the noise level out there at the track. Did Herb say anything to the effect that they're getting that changed to where it's going to be a little less noisy?
Well, we didn't really talk about that, but from last year, I was told that they're going to try to get better mufflers for the car and really work on the noise level of the cars and require quieter mufflers on the cars.
Okay. All right. Let's bring Kermit in. There he is. How you doing, Kermit?
Fine.
How you doing, Kermit?
This is Kevin Thornton. Kevin, Kermit Washington. And sitting down, and got a microphone there for you. Welcome to the show. It's great to see you again. You and I have been in contact constantly on the phone for the last couple of weeks, or trying to get in touch with you. You're a very busy man.
Well, I try not to be so busy, but it's a long way out here. I didn't know. I thought it was I've never been to St. Helens. I thought it was about 10 minutes outside of Portland.
Yeah.
I found out
one of these days, maybe it might be. life and keep growing.
That's true. Yes, sir. I went through Scappoose. Was that where I went through?
Yeah, the first end to a
Yeah, he was
Scappoose.
very, very good directions. I got him.
Kevin was our direction man tonight. I don't know
Did a good job.
Portland here very well. I'm gonna maybe embarrass you a little bit, but I've got your rookie card here.
All that hair I had. I don't know if they can get that.
Let's see if we can get a close up on that. That's in 1974, 73,
74.
74 tops rookie card of Kermit Washington.
Look at all that hair. Those back days will look like Link or Mod Squad or somebody.
But yeah, that's one of my prized possessions there, and thought I'd bring that on and show the people and maybe embarrass you a little bit. No, we're not here to embarrass anybody. But what kind of you say you are a very busy man.
I try not to be.
I know you try not to be. Now you're involved with at least 3 business ventures that I know of.
Well, the thing that is doing well for us, first of all, the radio show that we have, I don't know if you guys can get out here, is 10:10 a.m. And then we have the television show that comes on Saturday nights at 11 called Sports Forum on Channel 12. We get it on Channel 7 where we are, but I have
yeah, we get that down here.
I have a weight vest basically for exercising. It's called personal fitness gear, and it's for kids who want to increase their vertical and want to get in better shape. That for track, any athlete, I produce that, and it's doing pretty good. I'm happy with it. Then I have a basketball video that we make called Basketball Video Concepts, the company that I'm one of the owners of.
Okay.
And we made a very nice instructional video with Pete New, who was a famous coach at Cal Berkeley. And we did it with the Pete New's Big Man's Camp, where we had about 28 pros. Sean Kemp, Jerome Kersey, A.C. Green, Kevin Duckworth, just name them. Morris, Chris Morris, Benoit Benjamin. They're there, and it's like an hour and a half long. And
wow.
Well, the car company. I'm in a car company,
right.
World-class cars, and what we do, we have limited edition basketball cards that are signed by the players. We make only 5,000 of them, and we get the players to sign them. We pay them to sign them, and then we have them numbered and a letter of authenticity stating that the signature is authentic.
Okay.
So that works out well for us.
Okay. Now I'm being told we have a phone call. Is the caller still there? Hopefully he's waiting.
Yeah, the caller's here. First of all, I'd like to thank Kermit Washington for traveling out here to St. Helens. It's nice to see such public figures or people who have been in the spotlight in the NBA to make the effort to come out to small communities like this. Thank you very much for coming out here.
Yes.
And second of all, I know that you've probably dread questions like this being brought up, but I just recently read in the Oregonian article about that fight you were in, and with the current violence in the NBA and the fights and bench clearing brawls, especially the one that just happened here with the Phoenix New York game, I was just kind of wondering what your opinion was, considering that you were in one of those incidents here many years ago, and even now today we're still seeing it, and where you stand on the violence in the NBA.
Well, let me say this. The brawl the other night, I don't know if you would call it violence, maybe aggressive play, and fights do break out, but most of the time, none of the players are ever hurt. With sports come aggression, and that's just part of life, and you'll always have fights, regardless of what kind of fines they put out there, because those are people who want to win, and in any sport that'll happen. It's unfortunate when people get hurt, but that's a part of life. I know I look at basketball and sports now, and sports don't seem that important. I'm glad when one team wins that I want to win, but because it's not part of my life anymore, it's still just a game. But when you're playing every day and your family relies on how well you do and everybody's watching it, it becomes more than a game. And it's unfortunate what happened, but that's always going to happen in hockey and football, and as long as they're sports and as long as they're human beings instead of robots playing, that will happen. With me, it was unfortunate also, and that was 16 years ago. It's still brought up a lot, and it was brought up another day in the paper. Once again, it was unfortunate. I wish it never would have happened, but then again, if most people were in my shoes, they probably would have made the wrong judgment just like I did. When you have a person, when you're in an altercation that I was with, which wasn't Rudy Tomjanovich at all, and I see him running at me, who I didn't even know who Rudy was. Well, I reacted where I felt threatened. Maybe that's more of fear than anything else. So I turned and swung, and he was hurt.
Yeah, no need to defend your position. I realize that.
No, it's nothing. You know something? It doesn't. It's like somebody else. It's not really me or anybody else. But one thing you have to realize in sports, when people want to win, and they want to win badly, and first of all, you don't want anybody in your team who doesn't want to win very badly. And sometimes tempers with the coaches and everybody else, just like your parents when they get mad at you. They might start swinging on you. They don't mean to hurt you, but they start swinging because they might be afraid or they want you to behave better. So let me say this. In sports, there'll always be that I wouldn't call it violence. I would just say aggressive or maybe fights breaking out, just like anything else. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. And just like hockey, well, in hockey, they wanted to be part of the game because people enjoy watching it. And that incident the other day on ESPN showed, I must have 8 people called me and said, don't miss this, it's really funny. They enjoyed watching it. But nobody else ever calls me when you don't see that. But as soon as that fight breaks out, they say, now don't miss it on ESPN. Make sure you watch it.
So I guess that goes in line with people watch a race car driving for the crashes, you know?
Yeah, I know. So
if there weren't any crashes.
So some things, you know, at least nobody got hurt, and let's be happy about that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, again, I'd like to thank you for taking time to travel out here to St. Helens, and it's a pleasure
thank you very much.
you on the local channel. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, caller. 397-5886 is the number if you want to call and talk to Kermit Washington. He's going to be here for a little while. Now, you played, what, 9 seasons in the NBA?
Around 9 seasons, yes, with the Lakers, Celtics, the Clippers, and
The Blazers.
Blazers, yes.
Yeah.
Out of all those teams, which one was your favorite one to play with?
I liked them all. When you play with the Lakers, you have a lot of pressure and you have a lot of movie stars.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, but I guess that's where we all want to go. Playing with the Boston Celtics, tradition,
Yeah.
great coaches, great teams. Playing with the Clippers, I love living in San Diego.
Yeah.
San Diego, more than anything else, very beautiful area around the water and everything else like that. More than anything else, let me see. And with the Portland Trail Blazers, it's up here, it's like a religion up here more than anything else.
Yeah.
Basketball was very, very important, say 12, 13 years ago, more than anything else like that.
Yeah. What was now? You played for the Blazers when Jack Ramsey was still coaching. What was it like playing for Jack? I've heard a lot of players say, "Well, I didn't quite get along with him," or he was a great coach. You hear a lot of mixed feelings about him.
I like Jack a lot. I think if you worked hard, he didn't leave. He didn't bother you at all.
Yeah.
And in those days, it's different than nowadays. We weren't making this kind of money, so we were motivated to work a little bit harder than these guys nowadays.
Yeah. Do you oh, we have a phone call. Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Are you there?
Yeah. You're gonna have to talk louder too.
Okay, Kermit, had a question for you. How do you think the incident in Utah has affected the Blazers' play this year? And another question would be, how do you think Mark Johnson would do on a one-on-one with Dale Schluter?
Okay, first of all, I heard your first part of your question. How did the incident in Utah affect the Blazers? I think it affected them tremendously. I think it almost destroyed the season. Right now, they're coming back because I think they have so many injuries. Guys are getting a lot of opportunity to play again. And like Jerome Kersey's playing better now. I think he was more hurt than anybody else, or hurt by that incident more than anybody else, because the other guys weren't even playing.
Yeah.
Tracy Murray, it's going to hurt all of them because being involved in something like that. But I think it's being forgotten. I don't know if it should be forgotten or that's not something for me to say. But the less he hears about it, I think the more Jerome will pick his game up again. And they're playing well right now. And I think if they can keep playing well like this, they'll play well in the playoffs. But go back a couple of weeks, they would have been knocked out in the first round of the playoff, guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely.
And the second part of your question, I didn't hear. If it was about Duckworth at center position?
No, I wanted to see what your opinion on would be on a one-on-one with Mark Johnson beside you and Dale Schluter, how he'd come out.
Oh, now say the answer. You said Mark, yes, Schluter and myself, or Mark?
Mark and Schluter, I think.
That would be a sad game.
He's an old man. You think I can keep up with him?
Well, let me say this. He's about my age, but
Okay, well, he's not old then.
Then I tell you, let me say this. He throws a lot of elbows when he played, so I don't know if you want to play against him.
That's okay. Just ask my girlfriend. I throw a lot of elbows too.
Okay.
I knocked her on a rear end in one game.
That's perfect then. That would have been perfect for these two guys to play against each other.
Okay, well, thank you and happy birthday, Mark.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Bye-bye.
I heard earlier you said that you do some work with kids.
I do programs in the Portland area. Let me say this. My dream came true as a young kid. I mean, all I wanted to be more than anything else was a professional athlete. And then when you're 19 or 20 or 21, all of a sudden your dream comes true. You get shocked. You dream about becoming a professional athlete, and it's fun, but it's a lot of work. Now I work with a lot of school programs, helping with free camps and stuff like that for the kids.
Yeah.
And Clyde Drexler usually has a free camp every year. Last year we had one at Robert Pack had a free camp. And it was a lot of fun. This year I'm running a Chris Mullen, Tim Hardaway basketball camp in the city.
Wow.
It's at Jackson Middle School, and that's a real good camp. I mean, I'll be there every day. Chris Mullins or Tim Hardaway will be there. And we're bringing people up. We're having some of the better high school players in the city that work the camp, along with the coaches and everybody else like that. So that is going to be a real good camp to come to, and we'll let a lot of kids from the inner city come to that for free. We always try to get a lot of scholarships for that, so it's a lot of fun. I like working with kids. I do. They need a lot of help because right now the system and the school systems aren't supplying what the kids really need.
Yeah. Now they're around here at least. I don't know if they're talking about this in Portland. Well, I know in fact it is in Portland also. They're talking about. We'll get to this in a minute. We've got another phone call. We're going to talk here a little bit in a minute about what Measure 5 has done to the sports programs at the high school level and stuff too. But first, we're going to take a quick phone call. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, I just wanted to say that it was nice of Kermit Washington to come all the way down here.
Okay. Well, thank you. I've never been here before. I have never been this far down this way. It was a nice drive. It was a nice drive.
Yeah.
I thought I'd never get here.
Yeah, there's.
It's a nice drive, but thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
You have a question or anything for Kermit?
It was just nice for you to call. Don't get nervous
okay.
now.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
All right. Thanks for calling.
That's like a radio show. Sometimes they're just so nervous when they call, or they're so happy. That's just nice to call.
Yeah.
How many people do you have watching the show?
We get a lot of phone calls. We usually go on for about an hour, but depending on how many phone calls we get, I don't know our exact viewership, but we get a lot of phone calls, and a lot of people enjoy talking sports here. Saint Helens is home to the state 3A football champions this year. Saint Helens Lions took it all the way and did a great job, so kind of put Saint Helens on the map a little bit more. And so this is a big sports town. We really love especially high school sports. We really love our high school sports.
How about Scappoose? They have a high school?
Scappoose has a good high school sports program as well, and they've gone pretty far in recent years. Another phone call. I love this. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Kermit, I had a question. What team did you like playing for the most?
Well, all the teams were nice. I liked LA because I played with Kareem and great players there in LA. I like playing in Boston because I played with some great players, Havlicek and Dave Bing, who you won't remember, and Dave Cowens. Maybe 4 or 5 Hall of Famers were on that team that I played with. I enjoyed playing San Diego because it was a nice weather, always about 70 degrees. And I like here in Portland. People are very nice here. Different fans everywhere, but they're very loyal everywhere.
Yeah.
As long as you play hard, you just have to give a good effort, and they like you.
Yeah. Now you played a couple seasons with Michael Thompson here in Portland too, didn't you?
Michael, yes. That's my nemesis all the time.
Your nemesis.
On my radio show and television show that we have.
Yeah.
But he's fun to be around. He's like a 38-year-old kid, though. You have to realize he has not grown up yet.
Well, that's
Kind of
okay.
like Mark there.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be 26 on Tuesday, and I
Well, he's 38
feel like-
going on 8. But
that's okay. That's okay though. I'm sure he probably likes Toys R Us a lot. Huh?
Oh, his kids do for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Measure 5 thing.
Measure 5.
I heard on the news the other day that they're talking about cutting out high school sports in the Portland area because of Measure 5.
Well, right now they don't have any sports in the junior high.
Yeah.
And now it's getting to a point where you just can't say sports. You also have to realize that academics are important. So you don't want to cut out the academic programs in which they're going to do now anyway.
Right.
So it's unfortunate they have to cut out anything. I think education is more important than athletics. I don't know what I would have done without athletics. I think a lot of kids think the same way. But yet more of an umbrella is under education. And more kids are affected. So let's worry about education first and sports second. Because I think a lot of club sports would start picking up and have different people sponsoring them, maybe different corporations or stuff like that, or maybe people around here. I don't know what high school would be like without sports, though.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know what high school would be like without band or without having library services or different things like that either.
Right. Yeah. We have another phone call. Go ahead, caller.
Why did you retire from the Blazers?
Well, about my beginning of my ninth year, I got hurt my rookie year. That's a long time. I hurt my back my rookie year. I never hurt my back before. And I remember playing in a game, and the Lakers were playing the Phoenix Suns as a rookie. And I hurt my back, but I never hurt it before. So I thought I would go home and the next day it would be okay. So I kept on practicing maybe a week or so, and I injured it worse, and my back hurt me for the rest of my career, which was maybe 9 years. And so for 9 years I played with a bad back, and it got to the point in my 9th year that I could no longer perform. Oh, no, the word is recover from injury. I mean, when I play a game, I'd be sore, and I just didn't have enough days to recover again, and got to a point where living on aspirin and painkillers got to a point where it's better for me not to play anymore. Yeah. So I had to retire, but my back doesn't bother me any now. I mean, if I could have played once a week or twice a week and didn't have to practice, or I could have played maybe 4 or 5 more years. But I quit officially 11 years ago.
Yeah.
11 years ago, over 11 years ago.
Yeah. So now with sports medicine being what it is today, and the training that the athletes go through, do you think, even if they get an injury, it's they're more likely to recover?
Well, not really. I mean, I think if it's a major injury, they can do a lot more with ligaments and tendons, and they can do unbelievable things. But when you have things like Clyde, he has a chronic knee. Right. And what I'm saying, like my back, when you start deteriorating and start getting older, you can't really retread a body. I mean, it's wearing down. I think Clyde can last maybe 3 or 4 more years, but not at the level, because his knee will never get good again.
Right.
It'll never be well again. He can just maybe have time to rest it and learn how to play with it, but it'll never be what it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Same with my back. I mean, I run and I still do a lot of things, but this gets to the point where not that.
Okay. Caller, do you have another question?
Yeah. Would you like to come back to the Blazers if you didn't hurt your back?
Would I like, if I was about 20-some years old? Yes, I'm 40, I'm 42 now. I don't think there's anybody playing at the age that I am now, even though I lift a lot of weights and do a lot of things to stay in shape. Basketball is a different world. I'm not good enough to play that anymore.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I mean, the best time of my life was when I was in high school and college. Nowadays, I just get bills in the mail, work. I prefer not to work that hard, but you have to sometimes.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say, caller?
No, but thank you.
All right, thanks for calling.
Okay.
397-5886 is the number. We only have the one line, so we do ask that you keep the time to a minimum so as many people can call in and talk. We'd love to hear from you. I'm sure Kermit would love to answer your questions if you got them. It sounds like we do have another phone call, maybe. Yep, we do. Go ahead, caller.
Kermit,
Yes.
I was wondering, I was going to tell you thank you for going down all this way, and thank you for signing our visual image cards.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so polite. It makes my day to come down with such polite kids down here. Very nice.
Saint Helens is known for that. We're like Mayberry West, you know.
I believe you.
We've got some devoted fans that hang around out here. We had 2 kids that were out here, and I think they showed up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, about 5 o'clock.
One had a T-shirt, and
yeah, they're devoted.
That's nice.
very devoted.
That's nice.
So,
I won't, I'm glad. I mean, I hope they watch our show.
Oh,
I mean, I don't want to go across your TV show, but we don't compete with your TV show.
No, I'll tell you, I watch. In fact, I watch your show every once in a while when I'm up that late.
Yeah, it's on at 11 o'clock.
I went up there and watched them tape one of them.
I didn't know you came this far. I'm very impressed now.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I really enjoy watching you and Michael and. What's his name? Dave Hall?
Dave Hall, yes.
Dave Hall.
He does tremendous
I
job.
was trying to remember his first name. I remember his last name, but I was trying to remember his first name. Yeah, I enjoy watching you guys. It was fun watching it taped live up there and
yeah, we tape it live.
see you guys get into it like that. We have another phone caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Kermit.
Hi, how are you?
Just fine. I just want to thank you for coming to St. Helens, and I wanted to let you know that I went to a lot of the games when you were a Trailblazer, and you were my favorite player.
Well, thank you. I need all the favorite fans I can get when I play. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
A lot of people thanking you for coming down tonight.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's. I tell you, it's a nice drive. I just didn't know how. I've never been to St. Helens. I thought it was right. You get off the freeway, get off of 30, right off of Portland.
I think when I gave you direction, I should have told you we were about 30 miles down the river, 30 miles north of Portland.
I had to mention that.
I had to fill up my car 2 times to get here. I don't know what was going on. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
No. We have another phone caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, Mark?
Yeah.
Or Kermit, I mean?
Yes.
Did you ever have a chance to play with Drexler at all, or?
I played against him one time when I was trying to come back, but I know Clyde I know Clyde now, and he is so inundated with so many people bugging him all the time for so many things. So it's like me, with myself and Michael, we go over his house. He doesn't even open up the door. I'm kidding. He opens it up. But Clyde is probably. He will be a Hall of Famer, no question in my mind.
Definitely.
It's a shame that they didn't win the championship last year. I think Clyde is going down a little bit. Now, it's not because of his talent. I think it's because of his injuries that he has. And as long as he doesn't have to run into Michael, I think he can do a great job against anybody. But running into Michael Jordan is just, he's the best I've ever seen. And it's just overwhelming. I mean, Clyde is by himself, I think, in a lot of ways, but Michael's a little bit over him. And then under Clyde, there's a big drop before you get to the next players who are on the level with Clyde when he's healthy at the key position.
Yeah, and for Clyde to try and keep up with Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan's all over the court all the time, and for Clyde to try and keep up with him is just putting a lot more stress on that knee.
Yeah.
Well, no, Michael's had a couple of small injuries this year. He hasn't. I mean, he's still playing like Michael Jordan, but
there's small injuries, though. That's the thing.
They do bug you, though. Go ahead, caller. You still have another question?
Yeah, Mark?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, you said you'd do a dance like the next week.
I said last week, I said I'd do it in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Why don't you do it tonight?
No.
No, not tonight?
This isn't a dance.
What's the dance for now?
We get some of these callers that like to have a good time with my hairboard and my hair and
you got hair. That's good.
And things like that, and they want me to dance on TV and I keep trying to tell them it's a sports talk show and not a dance show. So
hey, dancing is a sport too.
Well, I'm not saying it's not a competition sport though. Thanks.
All right.
But next week maybe. I'm not going to make any promises though.
Oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
That's all.
All right, thanks for
We'll work
calling.
on Mark and try and get him to do that dance there next week.
Yeah, I'll try and learn the achy breaky before next week. I don't think it's going to happen though. You said earlier you had a chance to play with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's definitely a Hall of Famer, another Hall of Famer.
I think the greatest center that ever played.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody close. I think the guys that are playing now are probably some of the better players of all time. I almost said best phone calls. I'm reading the thing over there. That's called a Freudian slip.
Freudian slip. Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
Sure. Do you think players like Michael Jordan and the superstars get preferential treatment by the officials in the NBA?
Oh, yes.
Then why
yes, they earn it though. They earn it. No, he does also. They earn it though. It takes them a long time to earn it, but you have to remember, I don't think they do it on purpose. But they want to please, those referees want to please just as much as anybody else. And they know people want to see Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal have good games. And we're not there to see them get in foul trouble. So I think it's subconsciously, they just get preferential.
I think that takes away from the game. I think if the game's going to be played and the players are making the amount of money they're making, the ones making the most money should get the least preferential treatment. Michael Jordan, he makes more money in one game than I'll make in 3 years. And
3 years? About 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah,
like 30.
He's in one game. I might make that much in 3 years. But
makes-
he's he's the one, like with that incident, the one specific incident with Reggie Miller there. I see it all the time, and just watching 3 games a week, I see where the favoritism is towards maybe Hakeem gets away with travelings, and Karl Malone, they ought to call him the traveling mailman.
But you know what it is, though? You know what it is, though? It's we're watching entertainment. Remember, not only is it a game, it's entertainment, and they have to sell that entertainment. Right. So those stars are the people. That's the reason we watch a game. That's the reason I watch a game.
Yeah.
If Michael Jordan's playing, I'll watch it. Shaquille's playing, I will watch it. If Who Shot John's playing, I don't care.
Yeah, I agree with you, and like you say, especially, so that leads me into another part of my question, being that so many teams now have individual marquee players such as Air Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. Do you think the NBA should play a balanced schedule so that people on the West Coast will see more of those East Coast stars?
That's a very good point. Somebody said that the other day on our radio show. Let's go back to playing every team twice. Or every team twice, and then maybe 3 times for the teams in our conference. That would be. I'd like to see Shaquille out here twice.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when an incident like that happens, where a Michael Jordan gets in a fight and then is suspended a game, and it's the only game he's in a city on the West Coast, and the fans bought tickets 3 years ago just to, like you say, go there to see that one individual player.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should, because I enjoy but you know what? I think we have more entertainment in NBA now. There are very few teams. I don't care for the Clippers too much. I wouldn't go see the Clippers. A few of these teams, but I would see Seattle. I would see Golden State when they're healthy. I enjoy watching them. Phoenix, the Lakers, Minnesota. No, I don't think. But then probably because of the draft, they'll probably have a marquee player going there, and they'll be a good team.
Oh, definitely.
Well, they've got Christian Leitner. Right?
But still, Christian Leitner needs somebody else, along with a few other teams. Need a few other people to help, move them up a little bit. But now these marquee players coming out, like I think Mashburn's the best player. Yes. Michael Thompson always argues things Weber is. Weber tries to be too cool for me. I mean,
these are the guys coming out this year.
Yeah, this year, and see, Mashburn plays. I think he's the best player. I think Chaney. I think Hardaway. They've got the kid from Wake Forest. You got a lot of.
So on those lines, do you also think that, like, towards this part of the season, teams like Golden State and I know Dallas is pretty much a lock on the first, but do you think other teams also play for draft picks or lottery picks?
Well, I think they do. I think they do purposely, but I don't think Hardaway will come back this year.
Just because of that reason?
He's hurt, but they're saying, well, we're not going to win anything. We're not going to make the playoffs, so why put them back out there? He might win too many games for us, and we might lose a couple of spots. And if you lose 1 or 2 spots in the draft, that's monstrous.
Yeah.
You can go from a superstar to just an average player.
But then you can also have the number 2 pick and take Sam Boone instead of Michael Jordan, too.
Yeah, I know. I said the same thing.
But anyway, thank you very much, Kermit.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, thanks for calling. Yeah, do you think that was a Freudian slip by the Blazers?
I think that's just bad management. I mean, you take Olajuwon first. Barkley came out in that draft.
Yeah.
I think Otis Thorpe came out in that draft. You had a lot of different.
Can you imagine if we had Barkley or Jordan on the team? We'd have a few banners up in the rafters by now. I think if you combine any one of those guys with Clyde Drexler,
That's tremendous.
We'd be the #1 team in the league for years to come. I think, but. We have another phone caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. I was wondering what time your show and what channel it's on.
On my TV show?
Yeah.
It's called Sports Forum, and it comes on KTPV, KPTV, on Saturdays at 11 o'clock with Michael Thompson, called Sports Forum. Do you guys get that out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we get Channel 12. Now, if you want to see it live, they tape every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday?
Yes, we do 2 shows now.
Okay.
At Cafe Vivo's, that's in the Bank Hotel building, downtown Portland. And it's open to the public. Just come down and watch us film it. It's a lot of fun.
So you guys have moved again?
We've moved again. It's closer to you guys now.
Yeah.
Right down there, right off Burnside downtown. It's a big, really nice, Cafe Vivo's. You come down there, you just have dinner, watch us film the 2 shows.
Yeah, it's great. It's
like we'll have to go down there Wednesdays.
There's nothing like watching it taped live. I mean, and you can go up and you can talk to Kermit and Michael and
you can ask
Dave Hall and
it's fun.
after the show, and talk to them, shake their hand.
What guest did we have the day you came?
Stu Lance.
Stu Lance.
Yeah, Stu Lance, the Laker announcer. The Lakers were in town, and I had a chance to meet him and say hi. You have another question, caller?
Yeah. So this Wednesday would your show be on, or next?
What's that?
This Wednesday would your show be on, or next?
No, we won't. Oh, my show will be on every Saturday, but we'll tape it not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
Oh.
Not this Wednesday coming up, the Wednesday after. We tape 2 shows. It takes us about an hour and a half to tape it, and it's just live. It's free. Just come in and sit down and enjoy yourself. It's a lot of fun. We mess up a lot of times, but we have to keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot of fun to watch them. Anything else you want to ask?
No, that's okay.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you.
for calling. Again, 397-5886. What are the Blazers going to do this year in the playoffs, do you think? Give us your predictions.
I don't really think they'll do too well. They've got to play Seattle, and we don't have home court advantage. I think home court advantage is so important. So we'd have to go against right now. I think it's Sacramento. No, excuse me, San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I don't think we could do well against them, not having home court advantage. But with Clyde coming back playing well, we could beat anybody.
Yeah.
There's a possibility of beating anybody, and it's important. But being realistic, if they get on a roll and win out of the next 17 or 18, they win, say, 12. If they do well on this road trip, then all of a sudden I'm very happy. I mean, then I think they can pull some things out.
Oh, definitely, definitely. We have another phone caller. Go ahead, caller.
What college team did you play for?
Well, I went to a school called American University. It's in Washington, D.C. I graduated 20 years ago. We used to play all the Big East teams back then. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We used to play against St. John's, Georgetown, Villanova, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, just name them. George Washington.
I got a little statistic on Kermit here on the back of his rookie card. At American University, he became the 7th player in NCAA history to average 20 points and 20 rebounds per game in his college career, following in the footsteps of Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor, Julius Erving, Artis Gilmore, Paul Silas, and Walter Dukes. It also says on here, Kermit is a dominating force on the court.
I don't know about that. I was sitting on the bench those first few years with the Lakers. Dominating the water bucket or something. I had to keep on.
You were in quite good company at the time.
Well, but I deserved to sit on the bench at first. I came out of college playing center, and then I had to learn how to play the forward position.
Yeah.
And I went to the NBA, and I had to sit for the first 2.5 years.
Okay. You have another question, caller? Hello?
How old were you when you started to play how old were you when you
Start playing basketball?
NBA?
The NBA.
Oh, NBA, I was about 21. I just turned 21, I think. Wow. NBA. When I started playing basketball, I don't know. When I was a little kid, my brother played professional football with the St. Louis Cardinals, and I played professional basketball. When we were little kids like you, I don't know how old you are, we would sit in my bedroom and just say, one day I'm going to be a pro athlete.
Yeah. I think all kids say that.
I just loved it. I love football. Football's still my favorite sport. But after high school, I realized those guys get hurt a little bit too much for me. I love football, but they get hurt very badly. So I went on. My brother played football and got hurt in pro football, and I went on to basketball. So.
Yeah.
What team did your brother play for?
St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals. How many years did he play?
About 2.5, 3 years. That's about average before he got hurt and couldn't play anymore.
But anyway, do you have another question, caller? Okay. Okay, no more. We do have another phone call. I love this. I love live TV. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Kermit Washington.
Yes, how are you?
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Glad to see you made it all the way out here.
No, it was a straight drive. I got to admit that.
Okay, well, my question would be your feelings about players with the AIDS virus in the NBA.
You know something? I don't know a lot about that. I mean, just like, let's say this. How about people with AIDS virus in the community maybe work in the food services? We don't know. So, to me, I don't really delve in other people's personal lives. For their own good, I hope they take care of themselves. But let's take it a little bit farther. Let's wonder about the people who are working with the foods, working with your kids, doing other things like that. I mean, it's because of Magic Johnson. I think the attention's been brought more than anything to basketball.
Yeah.
But it's no difference in basketball than football, than baseball, than rich rock stars and rich doctors, rich lawyers.
Local dentist.
Yes,
Right.
or yes. I saw that thing on 60 Minutes about dentists. That's kind of scary. That's scary. So let's just hope that, the thing about it, you have to realize the lifestyle. I think people start categorizing athletes. But take any young 20-some-year-old guy that has millions of dollars and is not married, and I tell you, 99 out of 100 of those guys,
His lifestyle will be very similar.
they'll be very similar. And let me go a little bit farther. You take a lot of young ladies who are 20 or 21 living in Hollywood worth millions of dollars, and they can call the shots because they're rich. Like Madonna, let's say that. And you see her life will be, and a lot of people's lives will be like that. I mean, it's not good, but when you get power, money gives you power, and power gives you the ability to wield, tell people what to do, and to influence your environment.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, money is probably more of a factor than being an athlete or anything else.
Well, thank you very much, and I have one other comment. This is a very good show, and one of the previous callers seemed extremely informed about the entire situation, and it would be good for me to maybe see his appearance on the show in the future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All righty.
What exactly are your opinion on sports players with AIDS? Do you think they ought to be allowed to keep playing? Let's take Magic Johnson, for instance. Do you think he should have been allowed to keep playing?
To be honest with you, it wouldn't have bothered me at all. I mean, that's me. Just like if a young kid came here that had AIDS, I mean, I'm going to be as nice a kid as any other kid out there. I mean, it doesn't mean, if you start ostracizing a kid because of something he's caught, not his fault, well, you're saying something about yourself that's more selfish, in my opinion, than the love or the care that kid needs to survive. Because what do they say? That could be you there.
Definitely.
And so that's the way I look at it. And it wouldn't affect, it's just maybe people say, well, I'm crazy, whatever. No, it wouldn't affect me. It wouldn't. Let people, they've got to live their own lives. People think you can catch it, be transmitted certain ways that they can't. But I think it's for each person to make up their own judgment and how they want to live their lives, who they want to be around and who they don't. But probably, what I'm saying, this is a sports show. I think AIDS has probably been around a long time, and we just didn't know it was AIDS. You just died of pneumonia as opposed to something else. So it's unfortunate that Magic got it. Very unfortunate for him, and unfortunate for sports, and unfortunate for maybe a lot of people that had been with him. But those things are just like poor Arthur Ashe, who I knew also. He got it through an injection.
Yeah.
No, not injection. He got it through transfusion.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm told we have another caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Kermit.
Hi.
I was wondering if you played with Bill Walton.
Well, I played against him, and I played with him a little bit because he's the reason I came up to Portland. And it was compensation. They sent me up here to Portland for Bill Walton going down to San Diego. So Bill was a great player, probably one of the greatest college players. His pro career was kind of short. I think he might have played maybe a good year and a half, healthy, and that's about it. But as a college player, probably one of the greatest players that ever played. And injuries have really taken its toll on him. I mean, both of his ankles are fused, and he can't really walk that well. He has to walk with tennis shoes. You always see him with tennis shoes on. And it is kind of sad. But then again, like Bo Jackson, a lot of us as little kids would take that sacrifice to be as great as they were for a short time and to be hurt or be injured a little bit after.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Bo Jackson, do you think he's making a mistake?
Oh, no, no, not at all. Bo Jackson means a lot to me because I just admire him. If you told me as a kid that I could be a Heisman Trophy winner, MVP of an All-Star baseball game, be an All-Star in NFL, but I might be injured at 30, I said, that's fine, I'll be injured at 30.
I'll take my chances.
Well, if I'm injured, I'm injured. I mean, most of us struggle through our lives every day, and all of a sudden they've had the high. I don't think it's the quality. I don't think it's the quantity of life. It's more as a quality.
Right.
He's had a great quality in athletics of his life so far.
Definitely. You have another question, caller.
Kermit, can we, after the show, can we come and get autographs?
Yeah, but not too many. I don't mind a few, but not too many. Okay.
And Mark, would you sell that card?
Would I sell that card?
Yeah.
We have, something. I have a card company, guys.
That's right.
I have a card company that we sell all all the cards. I mean, all the Blazer cards signed. They're not always that inexpensive, sometimes $25, $30, but we have Clyde's cards signed, and they're only 5,000 made. Let me give you the number. You got a pencil? My company's number is 644 3911. Okay, and give them a call. I have a 1-800 number too. I think if I can remember, 1-800-926-2446.
Okay, just a minute.
1-800-926-2446. But if you got that first one, you can get it. And we have all the cards of all the different players around it. We don't have Magic. We don't have Bird or Michael Jordan. But we have all the different, all the Blazers players signed. There are only 5,000 of them made, limited edition. And we're coming out also with a coffee company called Burlington Morgan Courtney that we'll have in the gourmet coffee. What we'll have is a card in every bag of coffee. And then in every 50, we'll have a card signed. So what we're talking about more than anything else is what we're talking about more than anything else is you have a pretty good deal there.
Yeah. It just flashed me something that says how much we're going to charge for the commercial.
You know what? Maybe my gas money come out here.
Gas money. There we go. That's fair. That's fair. He did drive all the way out here. Now I talked to you a little bit about your cards. In fact, that's how I got you down here. Oh, okay. Go ahead, caller. You have another question?
Mark, I just want to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Mark, you're pretty popular here.
Yeah, we've been on here for about, what, 2 months now? Off and on?
About that.
We've had a couple of weeks where we didn't have anything to really talk about, so we didn't do a show, but for the most part, we've been on now for about 2 months. It's been a lot of fun, and a lot of people have, since we got the calling capabilities.
No commercials?
No, not on cable access.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. I think we just got one here.
I'm gonna learn from you guys. No.
Well, we're gonna have to bring you back here.
We can't go on without commercials.
That's right. Well, we're gonna have to bring you back down here. We're gonna have to get you to maybe bring some of your products down here next time, and we'll show them and let people know how they can get a hold of some of them. But go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Kermit, I was wondering if you could share with us a little bit what it was like to be young, with the temptations that you probably all had as being a young man and having some extra money. What it was like, and also another question is, what was the problems with racism and things, like say weigh it out the way it was then and then the way it is now for a young man to be traveling?
Well, first let me say, let's tell you when I was a young guy, with racism, well, let's say there's always going to be problems with racism. If you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're crippled, there's always going to be, the thing people don't realize, everybody's a minority of one. And even though they think they're with a group, people can find something different about you to make it difficult for you. As an athlete, as a young guy, all I ever saw more than anything else were athletes being successful or being in the rock group or something like that. I mean, which was, in those days, were the Motown when I was growing up. So I wanted to be successful. I didn't have anything growing up. I grew up with an 86-year-old grandmother who was born in 1886. And she was an American Indian, some kind of Indian. I remember she telling me that. And she really wasn't my great-grandmother, but she couldn't read or write. So she couldn't really help me with schoolwork or anything like that. So I saw athletics as a way out. Schoolwork, inner city schools, they don't really prepare you because there's too much violence, as you were saying, and just trying to get by every day. So I love sports every day. My heart was filled with joy walking down to the playground playing football, basketball, or baseball. And I just said, I know I'll make it in pro sports. First of all, you said, what is it like to have a lot of money and being young? Well, when I went to college, money wasn't important to me, even though I never had any. So when I got to college and they wanted me to come out of college early, my junior year, I didn't come. They were offering me 5 years, no credit of $500,000, which was $100,000 a year then. But we're talking about 20-some years ago. And I didn't come up because I was having too much fun in college. I did very well academically in college. I worked very hard academically. And I think it was because of insecurities. I was always insecure. Well, you didn't have any parents, or then when my grandmother died, you get moved around in Salvation Armies and various places like that. Well, you don't have a lot of confidence in yourself, so sports gave me confidence. Having a lot of money, temptations are always out there. The best thing, I think the guys who get married do the best job. And it's not just athletes, but I have friends who are doctors and lawyers, and the ones that are married, I think they have more stability. Another thing you have to learn, though, too, is when you're not married, half the time, some of the guys on the team, well, they're lonely. And then again, it's like a candy in a very hungry kid in a candy store looking at 25 different kinds of candies he likes and having the opportunity to grab them all. I mean, how many kids and how many people wouldn't do that? I mean, we learn from our mistakes. There's a lot of envy and jealousy from people that don't have that same opportunity. But these guys have worked to achieve success in sports, and along with success and money comes a lot of other privileges that are good and bad. That's just part of life. Look at politicians. I mean, more than anything else, I think they take advantage of it, of their power and money more than anybody. So what can I say? I think good parents can help people more than anything else. Maybe they can keep them in the right direction. But not just football, basketball. Any person who has money, they realize they have money, they have power. And what do they say? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. There's no truer statement has ever been made than that.
You have another question, caller?
Yes. What kind of advice would you have for, say, like a Jalen Rose or a Chris Webber that has opportunities to make a lot of money right now? Would you say, like, stay in school or?
No. You know why I say don't stay in school? Because I'm going to be honest with you. They probably aren't students anyway. And when I say that, that's not derogatory. They probably aren't good students. So they're not taking courses that are going to get them to graduate on time anyway. So you see all these things in the NBA will stay in school. Probably 90% of the guys in pros have not got a college degree. And I can almost bet you, and it sounds bad, but probably 80% of the guys in the NBA probably could not pass in a very difficult high school curriculum.
So that's kind of like that J.R. Ryder situation.
Yes.
Then.
So they need to come out. They're entertainers. Somebody's making a lot of money on them right now. So they need to make some money for themselves, because most of these guys aren't students, and it's not their fault or the coach's fault. But if you ever go to the inner city schools where most of these kids come from, they haven't taken the algebras and the geometries or the languages or the humanities that they need. They just have never had it. They just don't have writing, they don't have reading skills. They do have basketball skills, and they are entertainers. So I would tell them to come out as soon as they can, because why let Michigan make millions of dollars off of them, and if they get injured, they won't have anything but be a bum in the street.
So in other words, you're saying the schools are making a lot of money off these kids while they have them there?
Millions and millions of dollars. I mean, okay, let's look at football real quickly. Michigan University, what does it hold? 103,000 people every for the football stadium? They sell out every game. Now just pay attention. Each ticket is an average of minimum of $15. They don't have salaries to pay. I just dropped my thing. They don't have salaries to pay. So now look where all that money goes to. And every time they're on TV, do you know that they're going to make more money? Mm-hmm. So more than anything else, you guys have to realize is that somebody's making tens of millions of dollars. And these players get hurt, they get nothing. So now if they are good students, like Shaquille, he wasn't a very good student, but he wasn't bad, they can afford to get the very best teachers to travel with them, to come to their house and teach them. They could pay the very best teachers. And what I was telling other people, they can help change the world too. Now, if one of these guys become very magnanimous and give away things or worry about people, he could turn whole countries around, like Haiti. The kind of money he makes with his endorsements, $30, $40 million he'll be making in a year or two per year. I mean, look what he could do for humanity if he wanted to. Definitely. So I'm not saying he will or he won't, but he has the opportunity to change the world, change hundreds and hundreds of people's lives. Yeah. So I say, come out and don't let people take advantage of you. Now, if they're going to pay you money when you are you guaranteed money? Well, that's a different thing, but that's illegal in college sports.
Right. Now,
okay. Well, thank you very much, Kermit.
Okay.
Thanks for calling. What do you think about all these huge salaries that the athletes are getting paid now? I mean, look at Shaquille. He's got, what, 7-year, $42 million contract.
See, one good thing about Shaquille, I know Shaquille, he makes about $5 million a year. Well, he's probably making the franchise in the NBA about 40 or 50 million. With everybody buying Orlando Magic starter jackets or T-shirts, and they're the ones. And before that, they didn't have any of those.
Yeah.
Okay, and now all of a sudden, it's just tremendous. He's not really being paid as much as he's making for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's a great bargain. I'd take him in a minute.
All right, we have another phone call. Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Is somebody there? Maybe they.
Hello, going once, going twice.
You're gone.
Okay.
Well.
Well, speak up.
Need to speak up, caller. Hello.
Okay, we'll try to get them back when they come back.
Yeah. Okay. We need you to talk louder. If the caller's there, please talk louder.
Okay. How much is your rookie card worth?
My rookie card, probably nothing. I'm kidding. I think they sell for $1.25. What is it, my rookie?
Last Beckett's I saw, I think it was around $3.
$3?
Not huge money, but
I'm not moving anywhere. In Portland, it's because I can sign it.
That was in Portland.
Yeah, in Portland, because I can sign it, it's probably worth $3. It's probably not worth anything. Most people don't even remember I played, to be honest with you.
I remember late.
You remember
late 70s, early 80s when you played. I loved watching you play, and with you and Michael and a lot of the players back then that were around. I can't even remember most of the team from the early 80s.
Well, I can. They're good teams.
Wayne Cooper and
they were good teams. Yes.
Yeah.
Looking back on the years that you played, who was your idol then?
I didn't have an idol. I thought Kareem was the best player of all time until I ran into Michael Jordan the other day watching him play. But see, Kareem, when he was in college, people don't know. When he was in high school, he was 101-1. Only lost one game in high school. In college, he was 88-2 in 3 national championships. In pros, he won with 6 rings. I think 6 rings. I don't think that'll ever be duplicated again.
No.
I don't think there'll ever be a player.
Not even by Jordan. Well,
no, he can't. I mean, did he have that high school? Maybe he won't win 6 championships.
No.
In pros, no way. He won't last that long.
Will they win it this year, you think?
No. I think Knicks will knock him off.
Ooh.
Because Cartwright's not playing. They're weaker in a lot of positions. Mm-hmm. But I think the Knicks have some scoring, Starks and a few other people that can put enough points up to keep it.
Yeah, they really do. They have a good team this year. Caller, you got another question? Hello?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead and talk up.
Nope.
Okay.
Obviously not there. So you think the Knicks are going to be there in the East this year?
I think Phoenix is going to win it all. Phoenix, so? And I think it might be the Knicks or I don't think Cleveland. I keep saying Cleveland. I think the Knicks or the Bulls will come out the East and meet Phoenix in the West for the championship.
Do you think Portland will make it to the Western Conference Finals this year?
No.
Even if they're playing good and they're healthy around playoff time?
They don't have home court advantage. If they had home court advantage, I would believe you.
Yeah. Okay, we do have another phone call. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Kermit.
You're gonna have to speak up.
Hello, Kermit.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you for coming to our community.
Well, thank you.
And
You have to talk a little louder, caller.
I have a question about, let's see, Mark already touched on that salary cap and what your feelings were about, how much did you make for these?
Well, what these guys make in a couple of games is what I made
in a year.
The salary cap, I think these guys should make as much money as they can. Because if the owners are able to pay them this kind of money, that means the owners are making a lot of money. And I think people have to realize how much money is in cable. It is monstrous amounts of money in cable. You can only sit, 12,333 there at this Coliseum?
Yeah, I think they've expanded.
Well, the cable package that they have, the television package that they have, is monstrous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely, it's going to do nothing but grow. Just think about the Lakers. Lakers in LA, and that's a wonderful place to have a package, say that they charge you $25 per month for, whatever the cable package they have down there. They might have 10 million subscribers per month.
Jeez.
at 20%. They might make $250 million or $25 million a month just on people watching it on cable.
Wow.
So don't always worry about how many people are there, because if I was with the Lakers, I would get the, I don't know what, I forgot the name, Prime Network or something, no.
Prime Sports.
Prime Ticket or something. I don't know what it's called down there, but they can get it. So more and more money is going to be made. Look at Chicago, how WGN is one of the most popular stations in the country because they have the Chicago Bulls on them.
Yeah.
So as you understand advertising, they must sell advertising minutes for maybe $10,000 to $20,000 on WGN.
Yeah.
So people are making a lot of money, and these guys deserve it because they're entertainers. When we look at Michael Jackson, all these guys making $50, $60 million a year, it's because somebody's making a lot more money than that.
Yeah.
And the different Sony records or whoever they're with. So most of these guys, and I'll be honest with you, they probably could not make it in everyday life working 9 to 5. So let's hope they can get themselves a cushion.
Yeah, most of us can't.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. You have another question, caller?
Yeah. Are you, do you still play any basketball?
I don't play at all.
No city league or nothing, huh?
No, I run about 4 or 5 miles a day, and I lift weights maybe a couple hours. I run about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I lift after work, and I work out with my son. I keep trying to tell him I want him to be a Shaquille O'Neal, so I can get 20% of his 20% of his contract. He says, "Get lost, Dad," every day. He says, "He'll give me 2%."
Hey, 2%.
But he's 15 years old. My daughter's going off to college next year. And my son likes working out, and I can help him be good, because I know what it takes, and I have to look at him as he gets older and see if he has the ingredients that it takes, but I want him to be physically strong enough. And I don't force him to work out, but he always goes with me to the gym. If he doesn't want to do anything, it's fine. I could care less, because myself and my brother, we both went through it, and it's a lot of work. It's an awful lot of work.
Definitely.
That's right.
Definitely.
Encourage him to stay strong in whatever he chooses to do.
What's that?
I said that's good that he stands by his son and
Definitely.
tells him to stay strong in whatever he chooses to do.
That's a good point. You know, I learned a long time ago, if the weak will be dominated by the strong, the dumb will be dominated by the smart, and the rich will dominate the poor. So I didn't want to be any at the bottom of any of those.
Yeah,
so I try to work very hard, and I think people need to learn that, because this is life is not easy.
No.
But one thing I've learned too, there are not that many people that will work that hard. So whatever you're good in, I mean, it doesn't have to be sports, just go out there and pay the price. Whatever it is to be successful, pay the price, and just don't give up. And you can make it. You can make it. Just don't give up.
Definitely. Well, it's like me. It's like me with television. I want to do this as a career somewhere down the line, and I feel that this is a stepping stone towards that. And I've
you'll learn. It's just like
I've made some connections, and I think that's a lot of what it takes is who you know anymore.
And you'll learn. I mean, I might push my show again because he got put up the commercial sign again. But more than anything else, we started a show. It was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. But if you look at Oprah Winfrey's show or Donahue shows when they were horrendous. If you ever watched ESPN Sports when they first started, there were how many years ago?
They don't give me cable, so
you don't get ESPN. Well,
I don't get cable at all.
It was awful. You need to work on it. You don't get cable yet.
Well, they won't bring it out there. Anyway, go ahead, caller. You got another question?
Yeah, I'd like to ditto that about you coming to our town and stuff, and say hi to you, Mark, a former teammate, and just good luck in whatever you choose to do, Kermit.
Well, thank you very much for watching the show.
All right, thanks, caller. We've been on about an hour now.
How long does the show go on?
Usually about an hour. We usually go on about an hour.
Depends.
It depends.
on the number of phone calls we get.
Yeah, if people keep calling, we'll go on. Go ahead, caller.
We've been a skeleton.
Kermit?
Yes.
I want to know if you were in any other sports in high school.
Football, basketball, baseball, and tennis.
All of them?
I played everything. I tell you, I love sports. I mean, it was my love. I slept. Okay, my room was a mess if you look at the thing, but I cut out every Sports Illustrated I ever got for over 10 years and put it on my wall and my ceilings. So I went to bed every night looking at my sports heroes, and I would dream about being a sports hero. I mean, that's all I cared about. And you know what? I took those pictures with me to college. I took everyone down one by one, took it to college, did my whole room in college the same way. And the janitor one day during the Christmas break took them down and threw them away. I cried. I was 19 years old when I started crying because I had pictures there for so many years. He didn't know. He made a mistake. He thought that I was during this break, everybody's supposed to clean everything out. I said, now don't mess with my pictures. Another janitor came in, and for 10 years, I had those pictures, saved those pictures up. I came in, I almost collapsed. All I ever wanted to do was be good in sports. I just love sports. I look forward to sports, good or bad. I didn't really take sports seriously to high school.
Yeah.
I mean, if we won, fine. If we lost, fine. I was just having fun.
Yeah.
Then when you start working really hard, I started, I said, I can't lose. I don't want to lose now, because I was putting the price in, putting the work in.
Definitely. Now, what advice would you have for high school athletes today that have these same dreams?
Well, okay, if you're a high school athlete, first of all, you got to get a good coach. Or you got to find out people who know the fundamentals to help you.
Right.
Because there are a lot of coaches who have a good heart, but more than anything else, they don't really know how to help you to be a better athlete. What kind of gyms do you have? You have nice Goals gyms or anything around here?
The Saint Helens Racquetball Club.
You need to get a good gym. Show people how to help you to be stronger.
Yeah.
You need to work on your own. You got to. He's putting on a sign making me laugh. You've got to work on. You've got to work very hard on your own. To be the best. But you know, one thing helped me a lot when I quit playing ball. I was very fortunate, and I caught Pete Newell, who was a great coach, who I got connections with, and he worked with me. When I was lifting weights, I ran up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I used to see him every day.
Wow.
All the superstars of weightlifting, they told me how to get better. A lot of coaches don't really know how to get you in shape. These guys told me how to get stronger. I would see Arnold, the Terminator, every day, along with all the other superstars you see in those muscle magazines. I was with them all the time. I had a lot of good people giving me good directions, and that's important. Find the people who have accomplished it and ask them questions. Or get to the good gyms. It takes how long to get to Portland from here?
About 30 to 45 minutes.
Well, I don't know what kind of gyms you have out here, but if you get to the gym down there in Portland, Gold's Gym, maybe just on the weekends, go there and be around some of the very best and ask them, how can I get to be as strong as you are? And don't ask the skinny guy, ask the guy that has muscles that looks like you are, and they're the ones who have paid the price. And then you learn from that. Then you come back here and work at your racquetball club around here or whatever, but you need to be around the best, and that's how you become the best. So it's not easy, but first of all, find out what sport you're good in. Don't be 5'1" and want to be a basketball player.
I work for Spud Webb.
But see, how many Spud Webbs are there?
Yeah, not too many.
One out of every 100 million people.
There's a Muggsy Bogues out there.
We have a caller?
We have another caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I want to know why did you retire?
I retired because of a back injury and just wear and tear on my body for all those years. What happened with me is that I always played hurt. Even if I was hurt, I kept playing because as growing up as a kid, in those days, you just played. If a bone wasn't protruding from your body and blood wasn't pouring out your body, you just kept on playing. And that got to the point where my career was coming to an end and I could feel it. But more than anything else too, like when I was growing up, I used to live in a mountain and be like a mile high. I used to have a 20-pound weight vest and I used to run those hills every day. I would get somebody to drive me to the bottom of the hill, and I would run it every day with a 20-pound weight vest. And it got me in shape. I hated the hill, but then again, I didn't like playing against Dr. J's or Adrian Dantley and any of those great players, or Marcus Johnson or whatever. So I just knew what it took to pay the price, and I was only an average ball player. Sometimes when you start quitting, people say, Kermit was a great player. No, I wasn't a great player. I was an average basketball player that happened to hang around almost 9 years. And I'm very thankful, but it comes from hard work. And I'm honest with you, it's difficult to be good in the NBA, and I admire all of these guys, and so the work they put in it and the respect that I have for them. But it's not easy. It is not easy. Especially anytime you can make money in anything, it's not going to be easy, because somebody wants your job, and somebody's going to be willing to pay that kind of price.
Right. We have another phone call. Go ahead, caller.
Kermit.
Yes.
Yeah, what was it like playing in Boston with Havlicek and Dave Cowens?
Dave Cowens, Dave Bing, Sidney Wicks, JoJo White, Don Chaney, Coach of the Year, Kevin Stakem, Ernie DiGregorio. Tremendous, to be honest with you. Days are different. Havlicek was a leader. He told you, when you went out there to warm up before a game, you did exactly what he told you to do. You see the guys now shooting before the game, they're playing around. Well, you didn't do that with John Havlicek. You didn't do that with John. He told you exactly when to shoot, when to stretch, what to do, and you listened to him.
Yeah.
I played in his final game. It was like the Lou Gehrig story with Cooper. What's the guy's name? The movie star.
Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper. And like the Lou Gehrig story. I mean, it was just tremendous playing in his final game. We won it. It was Dave Bing's final game also. I mean, but these guys were leaders. And they didn't have the jealousy and envy that you have now because there wasn't as much money.
Right.
And see, millionaires, these guys, they don't want people telling them what to do now. In those days, well, you listened. But, I mean, I never appreciated what I had achieved until I got out. And I look back and I look at basketball games and say, hey, I played basketball, pro ball. But the funny thing about kids now, it's nice that people are calling, but kids don't care what I did. They said, well, what can you do now? They still want me to do all these fancy dunks now. I mean, if you can't do that, you don't really get as much respect from kids. But because I stay in a little bit of shape, I can still play a little bit if I really want to.
Yeah.
It catches their attention.
Yeah. Well, I got a call, what was it, a couple of weeks ago. Somebody said they wanted to see me go up against you in a basketball game one-on-one. I said, I'd get killed, man. I said, he might be a little older, but I said, man, I'm sure he's still in fine shape, and he'd walk all over.
Now tell me this before you go to the next caller. Now, do people from this area go to basketball camps in the city? Is that too far to drive?
I don't know. To tell you the truth, I really don't know. I think some of them do. And I think I'll probably get a lot more.
Can I push my camp then?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Chris Mullen, I'm running a Chris Mullen, Tim Hardaway camp. It's from the 21st of June to the 25th.
Okay.
And it's at Jackson Middle School, a beautiful campus. We're going to have a lot of great high school players. And if you want a brochure, we can mail you a brochure. The number is 579-0388. And I'll be there every day, and I'll play. If you come there, I'll play you one-on-one. Okay? And the number is 579-0388. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, I always do a good job with the camps. We probably have a Cliff Robinson camp also.
Yeah, great.
So
I might take you up on that offer.
Oh, come, we have fun.
Definitely. We do have another phone call. We're gonna limit questions, one question per caller. Go ahead, caller.
All right, Kermit, all I'd like to know is, with any of the teams you played, did you win any championships?
No, I didn't. I got to the finals, West Finals, and guess who beat us? I was with the Lakers, the Blazers. That was in '77. Very few teams, if you went with the Lakers or the Celtics in the '70s, you didn't get to the championship very much. I mean, because it was either the Lakers with Magic or Boston Celtics winning it all.
Yeah.
And before that, you had a few New York teams that went in there and won a few. But I was just honored to play with those guys more than anything else, to go out there with the superstars and to compete.
Yeah.
I didn't always do well against the superstars, though. No, they were really good.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for calling.
Of all the superstars that you played against in your career, who was the?
I think Dr. J was the most talented I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. But then here came Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan guy.
I think Michael Jordan. But you got a lot of guys in there like Magic and Bird and Kareem. But Michael stands by himself for me. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I've never seen an athlete play so well under such extreme pressured situations consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a guy every time in a football running for 200 yards.
Yeah.
Or a guy who gets at least one home run every time at bat. I mean, no, one time every game.
Yeah.
I mean, almost. I mean, I've never seen an athlete. Maybe Gretzky, we can put him in there.
Yeah.
Maybe that boxer down in Chavez, or who is 90 and old. But he doesn't have the publicity for us to really understand. I've never seen an athlete perform under that kind of pressure that well. Never.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in a universe all by himself.
He certainly is.
But Dr. J, you mentioned Dr. J. What was it like playing against him?
You couldn't check him. I couldn't check him. I tried to.
I don't think anybody could they?
Well, he wasn't a great shooter from the outside.
Yeah.
But he still could score, so you want him outside more than anything else. But he was tremendous. Yeah. Absolutely a tremendous athlete.
Wow. Do we have a caller there? Nope, guess not. Okay. We do have a phone call. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. About a year or so ago, I was at Tannisbourne Mall, and you were there at a card show, and we got a tape, Big Man Moves. It's an excellent tape, and you mentioned something about you might be coming out with one for, like, forwards or guards or something?
Well, we haven't come out with the next tape yet. That's very nice that you mentioned that tape. It took me about a year to produce that tape with Pete Newell, and he had about 28 pro ball players in there. I just don't have the time to do that right now again. I mean, it took me 7 months about 7 hours a day to edit that tape. It was tremendous. I don't think I think I might have a nervous breakdown if I had to do that again. I ready to go wild.
Well, you did a great job.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
Do the next one here. Yeah, do that next tape here. We'll help you edit it. We don't have a problem. We got all the equipment. We got the super VHS cameras, the good quality stuff here.
I don't think I can do it again. I don't think I can do it again.
Well, if you do, just think of us. Come on down. We got some good facilities down here at the high school. We got a couple of gyms and.
You do?
Two
nice gyms?
Huh?
Very nice gyms?
Very nice gyms. Very, very good gyms. So in fact, one's only about, 8-9 years old. Brand new, practically.
Even that.
Well, it was there when we were in high school. We've been out of high school for 8 years.
Yeah.
It was there then. But yeah, we got some pretty good facilities. So
sounds good.
Come on down. We'll use our cameras. We got good super VHS stuff here, and we'll even edit it here for you.
I'm learning.
We're trying to get business turned up here. Do you need anybody up there? At that tape company?
Well, no. I tell you, it took so long to do that tape. I was almost ready to have a heart attack myself. It was very expensive.
All righty. We have another phone caller. Go ahead.
Hi, Kermit.
Hi, how are you?
My daughter's coming to your camp this summer.
Really?
And have you made provisions where the girls can play, will not be competing against the boys?
Yes, we will. The Chris Mullins Tim Hardaway basketball camp, we'll have the ability for the girls to play against the girls, or the girls who really want to play against the guys, we'll let them do that also. We'll have certain young ladies, not only coaching them, we'll have some really nice coaches, but we'll have the Cynthia Lewis from Lake Oswego. All the Lake Oswego girls will be counselors, or not counselors, but young girls working with the younger girls. We'll have Chandra Benton, the 6'8" girl from Lake Ridge there. Oh. We have a lot of good young kids, so they have somebody to look up to and have a role model for. But I tell you one thing, as I said before, your kids will have a lot of fun at our camp. I mean, I make sure that we just don't want to take their money. We want them to have a lot of fun. They'll be there from 9 to 4, whatever, 9 to 5. And it's a wonderful gym. I mean, wonderful environment. So just thank you very much for having them coming to that camp. I push it every day on my radio show. But the difference between our camp, I think we have competition for the kids. And a lot of people just have camps where they send their kids. But if your kid really wants to be serious, I think we'll have competition where these kids can really learn to be as good as they want to be. And they'll enjoy it. Just always tell them to come to me. Anything's wrong, come to me. I'll take care of it. Okay?
All right. Thanks a lot for calling, caller. Uh-oh. I pulled a Kermit there. I lost my microphone.
Yes.
Everybody's done it but me so far. Should I jerk mine off?
Well, we're gonna wrap it up. If want to take one more call? Okay. Do we have a phone call?
You know, I can't believe it. You just go till the phone call stop.
Well, that's pretty much the way we do it.
Should have seen the show before this.
No, what does that mean?
Yep. Well, we were talking about a proposed Walmart coming into Saint Helens, and
watch, phones are going to go wild.
Yeah. As soon as we mention Walmart, the phones are going to ring again. They're going to think it's the Walmart show again. No, our director here, JJ Wright, he does a live show right before this show, and tonight the topic was Walmart, and the site that they're proposing is it's a big controversy right now, and I think Channel 6 did some coverage on it down at the last meeting, and so it's becoming big news around here. But it's not that people don't want a Walmart here. It's just mainly the location that they want to put it in is non-commercial property, and it's just a big fight. And I think the phone was just ringing off the hook here for that last show.
Well, and this is live right now, correct?
This is live right now.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me come down here.
Oh, it's great.
Well, we really appreciate having you here too.
All righty, we have one more phone call. We're going to take one more phone call real quick. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin and Kermit and Mark, you guys. I was thinking, you were saying how you might think New York could take Chicago and all that.
Okay.
I was thinking it'd be Cleveland would beat them, and I think Portland would be there too, because Phoenix is playing Barkley too much. I think he'd be way too tired by the end of the conference finals and all that stuff.
But they got a few guys hurt, like Dumas, and he's playing. He's not even playing. He's a superstar, so he's coming back. They got a lot of talent, and they got home court advantage. Well, I hope you're wrong. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that you're right. But being journalists or being commentators, I think we should be honest and tell you what we really feel. Maybe it's not what you like, but always go with the team that has a home court advantage. It doesn't always work out, but you'll win more times than you lose.
Yeah, definitely. As much as we'd like to see the Blazers take it all this year, I don't think it's going to happen. Do you foresee maybe some changes?
Oh, do you have another question?
Go ahead, caller.
Well, I was thinking because Barkley, when he played with Philadelphia, he wasn't used to playing the minutes that he's getting here in Phoenix, and never really played that much postseason. So I was thinking he might take a real toll on him.
Well, it could. It might.
Well, that's a possibility. Hopefully the Blazers.
I hope it does.
Hopefully the Blazers will be a little bit better.
This is such a
having Clyde, giving him some rest, even though it was injury related.
This is such a happy city when the Blazers do well. And when they're doing poor,
ooh,
it's like a depressing place to be around.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes,
it really is. They're good fans when they win, though. They're really good fans when they win. But if they lose, it's like we don't want to talk about it. But do you foresee any roster changes on the Blazers at the end of the season?
Oh, yes.
In the core group?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
really?
yeah.
Is Duckworth gone?
No.
No?
You can't replace him. There's no center out there you can get unless you get very, very lucky. You keep Duckworth because you need a center.
Okay. What about guys like Kersey and Buck Williams?
No, I don't think we can get rid of Buck Williams and Kersey because their contracts are so big.
Yeah.
But maybe, the only person you could really trade is probably Terry Porter. And Cliff.
But would you want to? Would you want to replace Porter?
No,
you really don't. I mean, he's your main point guard. Now there was talk about trading Clyde for Danny Manning.
No, Clyde's damaged goods right now.
Yeah.
If he shows that he can play well, why get rid of him? If he gets healthy again, why get rid of him? I'd say keep him. I think he'll end his career here because of that big balloon payment of $8 million or whatever.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty. Well, we're going to wrap it up. That's going to do it for this edition of Sports Wrap. We thank everybody who called in and talked sports with Kermit and Kevin and I. And we want to thank Kermit for coming down here all this way and
it's no problem.
Coming down here.
Thank you for letting me give my telephone numbers all the time.
Oh, hey, that's no problem. We don't have a problem with that.
We'll give you the fees later.
Yeah, that's right. We'll send you the bill.
And I'll send you my gas bill.
That's probably good. Well, yeah, it'll probably be cheaper for the gas bill. Thanks again, Kermit, for coming down here, and you're welcome back here anytime. And next time, see if you can get Michael off the couch and bring him down.
Bring some of those cards.
Bring some
you promised us.
Complimentary cards.
Complimentary cards.
Complimentary.
I promise. I will. When I get everything with a coffee company where we have cards in the coffee, probably in 2 weeks, I'll come back on your show. I promise you.
Great. Okay. We'd love to see it.
Okay.
Bring some of the products on here. We'll help you promote them.
And if I can help you guys, we help each other.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
And thanks again for watching. And we'll see you next week for another live edition of Sports Wrap. And good night, everybody.